Welcome back to Nemesis Gaming League, everybody. First off, I want to say my name is Colson, and this is my co-host, Ventus. Ventus, congratulations. The Grandmasters won the last series, and now you're here to cast with us. How you feeling after that victory?
I'm doing pretty good. We linked up really well, and overall, it's just a really clean series. I think we were pretty confident going in, but I mean that's in the past. We don't care about what just happened. We're happy about what is about to happen, and that is our rival taking on the Knights. Both teams pretty good in that playoff contention. Knights are just a little bit out, but they are still in it. They're almost in their division as well. They are like 2 games back, I believe. The Hydra are 6-4, and they're 4-6, which is crazy to think that they are last in their division and Hydra is first. But a win here can really kick them back into the playoff race, and so it's going to be a must-win for them and a rival, obviously wanting to continue their hot streak, but they have Gravelords in their divisions. They're 10-0, maybe a little bit harder of a comeback to face with that team being so good. But a win here is a step in the right direction for either team.
I think that you said it perfectly. A rival, obviously the Gravelords being 10-0 is a tough team to match up against, right? But they're still in good playoff position. It's not like they're out all of a sudden just because the Gravelords are 10-0. They're still in a great position. They just need to keep pushing. Now we have the Knights, who are, like you said, are in the bottom, but only by 2 games. If they get one, they're back into that play-in position, not playoff, play-in position. And that's the Western Pacific Conference. Like you said, 6-4 is the top, 4-6 is the bottom. So even though it looks like their record is below 500, and it is, they're not out of the hunt just yet. I think the standout players for me are going to be Kizvy, who showed up today. He's 17-24. I think he's the #1 rated player in points in Rivals right now. And then Fanatic on the other team. And they are both having phenomenal series so far. Ventus, what do you think?
Yeah, I think you said that perfectly. Obviously, Kizvy, kind of that #1 player on the team after Chad, unfortunately got moved to Titan, and then Fnatic, unfortunately have to root for him as he's the top player, but he goes to Chapel Hill, so I might be a little biased, but we'll keep our feelings out of this as we are both from NC State. So, but we're getting game 1 right away. If I had to give a prediction, I really think Knights are gonna kind of pull an upset here. I think they look really good. And I think they have done really well after they settled in after picking up Fnatic and replacing him with Marco. So I think the Knights are going to take it, but I could see a game 5.
I could see a game 5 as well. We have the Knights on the red squad, and we have a rival on the blue squad. I'm going to be not rooting because obviously I can't do that, but I've put some channel points on Arrival. I believe in Rockerman and what he has going over on Arrival. They're 7-3 for a reason. I think this team can keep it up. But we are in the midfield. Right now we're doing a lot of ping pong possession as this one gets 50'd out. Milky doing great. Kizvy trying to send it early, but Fnatic able to get it by everyone. Destin putting a shot on and in. Fnatic to Destin, and the Knights take an early lead.
Yeah, and that's just a great 50 there from Fnatic to beat out that last man in Crates. Destin able to follow that one up very quickly as well. Crates almost gets back to it there, but unfortunately just a little bit too fast. The follow-up was a little bit too quick for that Arrival defense to recover from that great play from Fnatic. And Knights take an early lead in game number 1.
Milky flips by the boost, but Crates is able to pick it up, and the Knights have early kickoff pressure yet again. Crates putting this one in the air, going for a flip reset over 1. Kizvy on the wall, gets the bump. Milky, you have a wide open net, but he elects not to take it. Takes it now, but too little too late. Destin with a beautiful save as last back. Fnatic trying to get to this one and does in the midfield. No boost, trying to pop this out one, looking for a teammate. Destin is there, but it is popped away and behind him. Crates looking for a demo on Foam, but Foam does well to avoid it. But he can't avoid all of the rival players forever as Milky picks one up. Great 50 from Kizvy out into the back of the net. Are you kidding me, Kizvy? Popping off.
Yeah, he gets a little help from Fnatic there, playing the dunk, gets it perfectly, shot on target, completely catches Destin off guard. And that one's going to find the bottom left corner of the net, and Kizvy, with his own hands, bringing Arrival back into this game 1-1.
That's what you get from the player with the most points per game in Rivals. Kizvy making something out of nothing with consistency. Flip reset over 1, looking for a teammate. Milky with a shot, but a great save from Destin. Follow up and a bump in net. And just like that, a rival have arrived in game number 1.
Yeah, I mean, this is just beautiful offensive pressure from Arrival. You get the flip reset over one from Kizvy, you get the follow-up from Milky, and then he is able to get the bump as well in that last man back. Krates comes in, cleanup crew, it doesn't matter. He puts that one, slots it in the back of the net on his own, and that is a great 1-2-3 from Arrival. And, I mean, they have started to kick it up a notch, to say the least. They have been out shooting the Knights 6-1 since Knights goal. Well, 6-0 since the Knights won goal. So I mean, great playing from Arrival to kind of come back from that early deficit.
Pops this one up to the corner. Fnatic looking to take it, but a little miscommunication from him. Fnatic both go, but it works out for them. Kizvy maybe an own goal, but Milky icy as ever. A little fake out from Destin. Kizvy is by everyone. Only Fnatic to beat. Taking his time, but can't get it around. A little bit too much time taken. Foam able to support his team and get back to it. Destin with a strong clear out. Kizvy is waiting for it. Destin does it, the bump on him, and Foam takes it up into the air. Milky looking to take this one for his team. Gets a bump out. Kizvy pops it over to him, but not enough for it. Destin pops this one up onto the sidewall, and Milky has it red down, maybe to a teammate, but no one elects to go. Strong clear comes out, and this could be a goal, and is.
I mean, it just seems like they caught the defense out of rotation. Milky, not a great touch, kind of gives the ball away. Krate's not really expecting that play, as he is maybe looking for it to be a bit more direct towards him, maybe a bit out wider so he can follow that one. And as third man, pushing up that far and not being able to make a play on the ball is going to allow Arrival to concede a second goal and allow Knights to get back into it, as this might be another shot attempt as Foam tries to put that one on target, but that one hits the crossbar. The follow-up not there, and third man having to rush back. This one is going to be close. The follow-up might be a counterattack, but that ball is just saved once again by Destin. Does a good job, especially as last man back, to recover from that mistake from the Knights offense. But overall, I mean, both these teams starting to even out. I think Arrival had the majority of the pressure for the middle chunk of this game, but it seems like Knights have just been able to take it back. Their defense, as I was going to compliment, just gave up a goal to another great play by Kizvy. I mean, this guy can just do it all. A great beat there, gets the read off the backboard, gets the double touch, and I mean, absolutely phenomenal solo play from Kizvy.
Right under his average score. He is doing it yet again, working for that title as #1 player in the league. Milky with a pre-jump off. Kizvy up early. This could go into the net, but Foam has it red. Krates tries to get this one down into a teammate, but another miscommunication comes out from Knights. Krates looking for a bump and gets it, but it was a little bit too late. Destin looking for Foam in the midfield. Krates able to cut this one out, but I think Kizvy was back and had that one red. Milky now looking for a teammate a little bit closer. Not the same mistake they had before. Arrival starting to link up a little bit on that offense. Right now, we're seeing a lot of pressure come out, but nothing too threatening. The ball staying in the Knights' corner, but that's exactly where Arrival wants it. They don't need to do too much. They're already winning. They just need to keep this pressure on and need to keep the Knights out of their own net. Pinch comes out towards the back wall as Fnatic goes up for it, trying to make a play happen, but Kizvy has this one red. Milky dives early, looking to get it to Kizvy. Krates with a quick shot, but Foam has it red as well. This pressure right now that Arrival has on the Knights, seemingly unbreakable, Ventus.
Yeah, and they have just been accumulating the shots ever since I started complimenting the Knights for coming back into the game and tying it up and kind of evening the shot total. It has just gotten way worse from there. Arrival has kicked up the volume, continuously berating the net of the Knights, and even though the Knights are able to put up amass some kind of attacks here and there, they've only managed to get 4 shots to the Arrival. I believe that is 12, so this might be a 13th coming out from Arrival. But as the clock winds down on this game, #1, it seems like Kizvy and Arrival have got this one under wraps as that ball does hit the ground. And I mean, Arrival, they had a couple slow parts there throughout that game, but overall, once they were on the offensive side of the ball, they just continuously mounted more and more pressure, and it seemed like Knights couldn't handle it.
8 saves coming out from the Knights, but like you said, that pressure just kept coming. It was unbeatable from Arrival. They logged 11 shots, and so the Knights had all the saves that they needed. They had 8. The only 3 that made it through were the ones that went in. Shooting accuracy, not a problem at all for Arrival. 4 shots exclusively coming out from Knight. They had a higher shooting percentage, but when you don't have the pressure to keep that going, or the shot accuracy to make it happen. Unfortunately, it doesn't go in your favor. I think the Knights have a lot to be proud of after that game number one. They looked good. It's just that they need to get back on offense. They had their quick counterattacks. They looked competent when they were on offense. Their issue right now, I think, is getting onto offense. How do you think they do that, Ventus?
I think it all comes down to the midfield. I feel like Kizvy and Milky have kind of just decimated the midfield. They've been super quick to the ball. They've been able to just beat out every single defender in the Knights and every single challenge from the Knights players. And so they either need to be quicker in the midfield, allow a little bit more space in the midfield, maybe look for a couple more demos. But they just need to be more aggressive in the midfield specifically, just to make sure that Kizvy and Milky doesn't have unlimited time on the ball, because that's when the danger really happens, especially when Kizvy's on the ball. You do not want to let him go for any more solo plays, considering what he did in this game number one.
Beautiful plays from Kizvy. The Knights could have had an opportunity, but it does go wide from Foam. Kizvy trying to do this one himself. Passes over to Krates. Krates looking for Milky, but Milky was in his own half. He pops this one up to himself. Tries to beat out Foam, but Foam does him to the ball. Looking for a double. And in! Beautiful shot from Foam, getting his team back into this series.
Yeah, that's a great dunk from Foam. Uses the last bit of his boost to get across the goal post, putting that one back on target. Gets a little bit of help posting in, and Krace just not able to read that one. A great play from Foam, able to put the Knights ahead once again early in this game. But we've seen it time and time again. This is when a rival starts to ramp up. This is when things get dangerous for the Knights. Even though they just scored, it seems like once a rival kind of gets put on the back foot, they just unlock a new gear. And so I'm worried that Knights just need to keep this pressure, continue to mount, continue to suffocate the Arrival squad, just so the Arrival squad does not have the ability to even get on offense.
Get on offense is the dangerous part. Foam pops this one back out mid. Bump comes out from Kizvy, but nothing comes from it. I've noticed so far that there have been a little bit of double commits and miscommunications on the side of Knights. That seems to have mostly been cleaned up in this game number two, but a little bit of, I don't know, apprehension, uncertainty from this team is starting to come out. You can see it. They're not really sure who's going to take the lead. Foam with a great pop-off, but we'll have to see how the rest of this one goes as Kizvy pops this one into the Knights' corner. Fanatic, the man with the plan, takes it full boost, but he gets dunked out by Milky. Milky 50s out destined, and it goes soaring back into a rival's half. Fnatic sends it no boost. Kizvy a little awkward, uses a bunch of boost to get back to it, and will probably drop it to a teammate in the midfield, and does. Kratos pops this one over. Destin up early, but Milky should have this cleared down over to Kizvy. Kizvy pops this one up, trying to do it himself. Foam up early, faked out by Kizvy. Kizvy looking for a play, but not able to get back to it. Double commit on the side of Arrival. This could be big, but Kizvy bails them out and keep this one on the Knights side, and because of that, it leads to a goal. Milky says thank you very much, and Arrival ties up game number two.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was going to be disastrous for Arrival with that big double commit in the midfield, but a great cut by Kizvy. Not only to beat out Destin, who didn't really see Kizvy in his rear view camera, but it beat out Foam as well to pass it into the midfield, allowing Milky to get a free goal as there's no defender back. And this might be another opportunity as Kratos pops this one off the backboard. A bump comes out on the last man back, but Kratos doesn't have the resources to get that one on target. And once again, Arrival just starting to mount this pressure. We see it time and time again. Another shot coming through, and that one, even though there's three defenders in net, can't be stopped by Kizvy. And that ball gonna extend Arrival lead 2-1.
Hesitation yet again. No one from the Knights sends it out to meet Kizvy at the ball right in front of their own net. That's where you should be able to have someone closest to the ball without worry of overextending. But a little bit of miscommunication comes out and Arrival goes back up. Ball starts out in the Arrival corner this time. Fnatic just trying to keep it close. Double commit coming out from the Knights, but Foam was able to recover well enough to get back to it. Kratos trying to take this one up to the ceiling and do something himself, but he does get 50'd out and away. Destin with an open net. This could be in and is. Slow roller, a worm burner from Destin, and that one ties up the game for the Knights.
Yeah, it looked like Foam got a bump on Kizvy there. Kizvy maybe playing a little bit aggressive as well, expecting the clear to come out from the wall. Destin does well to keep it low, keep it close, and he's rewarded perfectly with a free open net. The Arrival man last back not there for that team. And I mean, it's just, once again, it seems like Knights have just been able to capitalize on a couple mistakes from Arrival, but it's not a lot of offensive pressure that's suffocating Arrival. It's Arrival making a lot of mistakes, and it forces them into spots where they get scored on with open nets. And that's not a recipe for success long term, but I think that the Knights are happy to take whatever they can get, anything to kind of mount a little bit more pressure and just allow them to quell their nerves, make sure they're a little bit more confident, kind of clean up those rotations as well. As it seems like with how fast Arrival is playing, the Knights are just not as confident playing that aggressive.
And how could you be when Milky's going for double resets on the goal line? Crate's popping this one up for Kizvy, but a great save comes out from Fanatic. Foam, man of the match, trying to make something happen for the Knights. Whiff comes out, and Foam with a pass to Fanatic. A whiff on the back line, and the Knights are up 3-2.
I love how Fnatic plays it. He's so aggressive, even with zero boost. He's like, this is a very awkward ball for Milky. I think I can make a play on it. He believes that Foam gets the beat on that the last man back for Arrival, and the recipe just worked out perfectly for them. Fnatic gets the goal, Foam gets the assist, they go up in the game, and once again, it starts to get them connected more. It starts to make sure there's less double commits. They kind of have how they need to play together in mind. But this great bump coming up from Fnatic, a great save by Foam, but another triple commit comes out from the Knights. I thought it was only going to be a double commit, but I mean, when Arrival keeps putting on great shots like that, it's going to be very tough. But once they make mistakes like that, it might not be as tough for the Knights to capitalize.
It was tough seeing UNC Chapel Hill player Fnatic get a game-leading goal for his team as an NC State broadcast stream, both commentators from NC State University, but that's okay. Beautiful goal from him as Destin looks to keep the Knights in the lead. Foam pops this one over Crates. This could be an opportunity to seal the game. Double commit comes out. This could be Arrival's opportunity to get back into this. Kizvy trying to do it himself. Flip reset onto the back wall. Great touch, but the ball stays up. Milky up early, trying to make it happen himself. Gets the flip reset 50. Let's see, Kizvy keeps it up into the air, but it's knocked down to the ground from Foam. And just like that, the series is tied up 1-1.
Yeah, and that was a really close match coming out from both Knights and Arrival. I mean, you see the shot total 8-6. The demos, we saw a lot more coming out from Knights, a lot more midfield presence, especially. They kind of shut Kizvy out for a lot of this game. And we see Arrival having to kind of play hero ball a lot more. Milky and Kizvy going for a lot more crazier solo plays versus kind of just playing the beats like they had been. They haven't been able to beat the players from Knights. Their defense has been better. It hasn't been great, but they have cut down a little bit on those double commits so that we see a little bit more cohesion in the Knights. And overall, just a good game for both teams. I think Arrival kind of sees that the things that they did in game one aren't going to work as well. They need to change up a little bit, but they still had a lot of promise. So I think that both teams going into this game number 3 are going to be very aggressive and trying to get this one to game point.
For me, I think Fnatic has been relatively quiet. Consistent, but quiet. Foam was the one that stepped up in that game. He made a lot of the touches that led to the Knights' success, and that surprised me. I thought Fnatic was going to be the guy that needed to step up, but Foam looking ever capable, making things happen, and here he is again, looking for a pass over to Destin. Destin trying to get a double touch with it, pops back down. This could be awkward. Crate's able to pop this one over and away. Kizvy puts this one into the Knights' half. A little bit of awkward, a little Akko Taco on the back line, and that could have led to a goal if it wasn't for a beautiful save coming out from Destin, keeping this one locked at 0-0. Strong clear out from Fnatic, looking to make a play happen, pops this one over to net and in. Fnatic heard my call and answered it immediately, putting his team up 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, you saw there's a little bit of an awkward exchange between Foam and Destin on the defensive line. Neither of them went, kind of both called for it, both left it for the other player. And, I mean, Destin had to make an absolutely phenomenal save just to make sure that ball didn't go in the back of the net. The follow-up came through on the counterattack from Fnatic, and a great play coming out from Knights, kind of electing to play that counterattack style instead of just beating the opponent down with a stick on offense, and it seems to be working. I think that's a play style that Foam especially is very comfortable with. He's a great third man, especially in the rival league. We saw him plenty of times in Titan League kind of playing this way, hunkering down the defensive side of the ball for his team, allowing these outlet passes to come through, allowing his teammates to cherry pick, and we saw somewhat of a semblance of that as well coming from Fnatic, just being able to cherry pick that ball, redirect that one into the back of the net, and just a good play coming out from the Knights.
Fanatic trying to get an air dribble bump onto Kizvy, but he does well to get around it. Gets around another player and maybe look for a pass mid, but a great 50 out from Destin. Pops this one over to Milky, but Fnatic gets a good 50 on him. Trying to make a play happen, but not enough boost in the tank to make one come to fruition. Foam pops down, double commit out from the Knights, but nothing to be too scared of. Fnatic pops this one over to Foam. Let's see if anyone can need him. No, Foam dusts the first man, but Kizvy gets a great touch back out. Midfield pressure trying to come out from Arrival, but Destin able to get by both defenders. Milky with a great touch into the safety of his own corner and pop up and away from Kizvy. Great demo coming out from Foam. That's something I haven't seen much of from the rival in this series so far. I think the Knights have great pressure with their demos. Fnatic may be turning for this, but he elects to play it safe. With a quick shot now, the Kratos is there and has a great clear away. Kizvy waiting in the wing, gets a pop over to looking to Kratos. Foam, great midfield presence, able to get in the way of a pass. Milky pops this one over, but none of his teammates are there. Destin over to his teammate, trying to get this one to go through, but it does pop off the back wall. Great defensive stand coming out from Arrival. Foam, ever present, ever pressuring, trying to get something to happen for his team, but Kratos able to cut this one away. Now he's by 2. Let's see if he can make something happen, but Foam running interference yet again. Bumps onto the last man in Fnatic, but the ball gets pinched out and by Kizvy. Back and forth and back and forth. Low scoring affair in game number 3. Let's see if Rival can get back into this one, Ventus.
Yeah, and Arrival has done really well overall, but it's been a couple key mistakes. These demos from the Knights specifically are just opening up so much space. Arrival uses a lot of resources, uses a lot of boost and speed, and so when they're taken out of the play, the rotations are completely out of whack. We see it once again. There's a bump on the back line, a open net comes through, and the shot is just on target. It seems like that's the double-edged sword for Arrival. They are playing super fast, super aggressive, and super mechanical, but when it comes at the price of using so much resources, they're not able to correct themselves when these bump plays happen or when they are beat. We see plays like that where Kratos has to make an absolutely amazing save on the back line as last back. But overall, it seems like Knights have started to take the forefront. They've started to get their speed. They started to connect more, especially it seems like Arrival has been a lot of the 3-player hero ball versus a lot of passes are coming out from the Knights, and we saw this a lot with my team in Titan League, and the ceiling for these passing plays and the connection between players is just so high. The ball moves faster than cars can, and so if you can pass the ball to the open space where your team follows it up, it is so much better than trying to force your way through 3 players with a solo play.
Foam doing it all. He got the bump you mentioned earlier that led to the second goal. He is everywhere on this pitch, and I see him cutting a lot for his team. And so far, I don't see an answer from Arrival. Great 50 out from Milky back to the midfield, but Foam yet again is the one there, ready to pop it back into Arrival's half. Milky with a great touch off the back wall, but no one to follow. In game number 1, I criticized Knights for not having anyone to follow right in front of their own net, and now Arrival is doing the same thing. They're struggling to get out from even their own goal line because pressure like this is suffocating. Right, trying to get a breakaway counterattack, but Fnatic does well, popping this one up and back to over to Foam. Destin back in net, maybe looking for a teammate. Soft touch, Kizvy trying to make something happen, maybe going for the double. Waterfall down, but a great touch away to the sidewall. Back to the corner we go. Foam putting this one again into the corner, and Milky whiffs on this ball. I'd like to see a little more aggression in the sense of bumps and demos from Arrival. They're playing a really clean game, and that is not working for them, as we have seen in the last 2 games. I would like to see someone going upfield trying to get these bumps early, because that is what's led to the success of the Knights. Foam doing a lot of the dirty work, maybe not getting the points from it, but he is getting the top of the screen to read in favor of the Knights. Ball goes down, and Knights take game number 3.
Yeah, you said it right there. Foam, 4 demos to his name. Not a lot of other accolades, but you don't have to when you're opening up space like that. 6 demos for the entire Knight squad, and they seem to flip the script on the pressure. Arrival only accumulating 6 shots, Knights getting 10, and overall, it just seems like the Arrival players are a little lost. I think Milky has been trying to cut a little bit too much in the midfield. I think that Kratos has just gotten boost starved by Milky and Kizvy, both trying to play super aggressive and super fast. I think that overall, these 3 players kind of were in sync for game number 1. They had a lot of good follow-ups on the beats. Like Kizvy got a good flip reset past 1, Milky was there for the dunk, and then Kratos was there for the follow-up and finish. But we're seeing now there isn't that follow-up. They're getting boost starved more. They're lacking the boost to generate that speed, and it's really shown. Knights have really put them on the back foot, and they look to continue that here as we get to match point.
Kratos pops this one down. Milky gets it by 1, trying to wake up those mechanics. Flip reset onto the back wall. Kizvy with a slow roll shot, switching it up on the defense, and just like that, Arrival is back in this series.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great solo play from Milky, getting the beat out on Foam. Kizvy, good follow-up. Fanatic not able to get there in time. Foam a little bit too fast on the pre-jump. And a well-placed shot from Kizvy. You don't necessarily have to scream it at the net all the time. A slow-placed shot might do just that. And a great dunk there from Kratos in the midfield on that last back from the Knights allows Arrival to get 2 quick kickoff goals. And this seems very reminiscent of game number 1, where Arrival had a lot of pressure in the opening minute.
This is going to be a tough comeback for the Knights. Games have gone 3-2 in favor of Arrival, 3-2 in favor of the Knights, and 2-0 in favor of the Knights. The most goals that any one team has scored in this series is 3, and this has to go in favor for the Knights if they're going to get it back. Knights heard me talking and got their 1. 2 more to go if the track record means anything.
Yeah, and that's a great play from Fnatic. A great beat specifically for Foam. He gets the beat on Milky. Milky very aggressive as that last man back. And unfortunately, he does get beat out. Allows Knights to crawl back into this game, put their foot in the door, make sure they keep it open. And, I mean, crazy things happen in Forbidden Temple. And, I mean, it's already shown 3 almost kickoff goals coming out early in game number 4. And I'm sure we're not going to stop here.
Rockerman was popping off in the chat when his team scored, and now he is quiet as the Knights get back into this one. Kizvy takes this one off the wall. Destin gets 50 to in the midfield by Milk. Kratos pops this one up, looking for a teammate, but Destin is up early and quick. Kizvy pops this one out mid, looking for Kratos. He's able to get it by another defender. Fnatic in the corner, looking for boost, but he's able to pop this one away into the safety. He gets another big boost as he pops it up to himself, trying to do a solo play, tries to get this one over to Foam, but he gets a great boost grab. Milky looking for Kratos in the midfield. Kratos with a quick shot, but Fnatic able to get back to this one. Kizvy up, but whiffs on the ball, and this is a wide open net. The problem with playing mechanical is that if your mechanics aren't on point, Foam will take advantage of it. Knights tie up game number 4.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, Arrival has so much faith in Kizvy. Kizvy is such a pillar in this team that when he makes a mistake like that, it's very detrimental. You see an open net occur because both teammates were focused on getting boost because they had so much faith in Kizvy getting a good touch on that ball, and when he doesn't, then there is price to pay from that, and that is a goal for the Knights. Knights tying up this game already at the total of normal goals scored, as this looks to be the 5th goal that matches game number 2, I believe, or 1. Game number 1. And, I mean, we still have 3 minutes left of gameplay. Kizvy a good dunk. A whiff coming out from Fnatic on the back line, and that is going to also be detrimental as it allows Arrival the lead once again with 3 minutes remaining.
The potential to be the highest scoring game in this series so far. Like you said, matching game number 1. Fnatic with a quick shot that is weak, and Milky's able to get back to it. Wave dash on the wall, no boost, trying to get a flick, but unfortunately not enough pop. He gets the demo, but Foam able to get back to this one and save it away. Back into the Arrivals half. Kratos takes it, but Foam able to bump him off the boost. Misflip off the ceiling. Quick shot out from Destin, but Kizvy does well to pop it. Now the mechanics have the chance to shine. Kizvy over 1, trying to get a flip on it, but a great bump from Destin pops it away. Foam looking to respond in kind, popping it over 1, but Milky pops this one to himself, keeps it close, looking for Kizvy in the corner, but Fnatic does well with the mid boost control and trusts that Foam will pop it away, and he does. Fnatic looking to solo play and tie the game up, but a beautiful save coming out from Kratos. Kizvy trying to make something happen, but Foam with the pressure in the Arrival half is doing work for his team. Quick counterattack chance, but Kratos elects to put this one into the corner. Milky off the corner. Destin trying to respond to it. Little awkward ball, keeping it close, buying time for his teammate. Milky does well, getting his team full boost. Destin with a quick counter, but not enough people baited out from it. Milky, great touch up to the ceiling, forcing Fnatic to do something with it and pop it over into the corner. Pressure is starting to go in favor for Arrival Ventus. Let's see if they're able to keep it up.
Yeah, the Knights have just kind of gotten boosted a lot. This mid boost coming out, getting stolen by Arrival has allowed them to generate a bunch of this pressure, but Foam looking for a double tap, it might not matter as Kizvy's last man back, has to make a cut, does so very well, and gets the corner boost. And then he actually takes the mid boost, and that's exactly what Arrival has been doing. They've been making a priority to get this mid boost, conserve the boost in the midfield, and make sure they're able to put these extended stays on offense. And it's really forced out a lot of bad touches from Knights, but that might have been a bad touch there, as that mid boost was stolen from Milky, and that ball sent onto the Arrival net. Not on target, but Krates helps them out, kind of expecting it to be post in or just in general, and he kind of just own goals for the sake of tying the series, and maybe he doesn't want to see game 5. We don't really know.
Catastrophic failure on the side of Arrival. Good news for them is they're now outscoring the Knights in this game 4-2, but at the top of the screen it reads 3-3. Foam trying to make it 4-3, pop down for his teammate. All 3 players from Arrival able to keep this ball out and away. Pinch down, Fnatic getting it by the defense. Destin with a quick shot, but chain dashes on the wall from Kizvy keep this game tied. Great pop around the last back defender from Krates, but Destin is there now with a full tank of boost. Takes his time with it. Mistouch, maybe Milky able to capitalize on the situation, trying to look for a teammate, but Kizvy is not able to get to it. Great speed coming up from Kizvy. This could be the chance. Fnatic over to Milky. Milky is too far forward and will take this one back into the safety of his own corner. Trying to pinch off the ceiling, but it drops down. Destin with a quick shot, but it is a little bit wide. Maybe trying to pull out a rival defender. 10 seconds remaining, and all the pressure is in favor of the Knights. This could be it. Great 50 out in front of the net. Destin trying to go quick. Another Foam trying to get it in. This could be terrible for... Oh my goodness, I can't get over my own words. This is crazy, Ventus, and we're in overtime.
Yeah, and it's only fitting that it's Forbidden Temple. I mean, everything always happens. Crazy things happen in Forbidden Temple. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. And, I mean, we see a slugfest coming out. Knights absolutely laying on the pressure, especially late. Arrival holding on with some great saves. And it will come down to who wants this game more. I think whoever wins this game will win the series based off the momentum Arrival generates. And we might see that here as Krace tries to get the pop out. And Arrival trying to just keep this ball from going out of their net. But once again, Knights laying on the pressure.
I've had the chance to calm down, maybe not for too long. That last 10 seconds of regulation has led to some crazy potential open net chances, but strong shots are not enough when you have defense like this on the back line. You gotta be just a centimeter faster, an inch a little further along. 3 players from the Knights all in one part. Kizvy should have shot that one hard, but unfortunately doesn't get the touch that he wants. Crazy stuff coming out. Milky putting this one on target, but Foam saves it away. This is a wild turn of events coming from a relatively slow game number 3. Now we're in a high-flying, high-octane, no pun intended, game number 4. 1 minute and 15 seconds into this overtime, Kizvy takes a little bit of time, trying to get it over the midfield defender, fakes out Foam, trying to 50 Destin, but that doesn't work out. 2 players from the Knights go up again, and the things we've seen in game number 1 are starting to plague them. That was a crazy open net chance, but the nerves are starting to get to these players. This overtime means everything. It could mean the win for the Knights. It could mean game number 5 if the Arrival team wins. Kizvy looking to make something happen. Destin pops this one off the back wall and tries to send it away. Krates able to get to this one. There's the demos I was looking for. Great pressure coming out from Arrival. Both teams go back and forth and back and forth. This game is anyone's, Ventus.
Yeah, I mean, both teams unrelenting pressure, I should say. Neither team wants to give it up. All these players are just hard committing on the ball, expecting just to be able to recover in time, especially on the defensive side of the ball. They'd rather full go for the offensive play and just hope they can get back on defense, and it's worked out for both team so far, but this might be the daggers. Kizvy getting the air looking for the reset, does get it, but a great cut, a great save by Destin keeps Knights in it once again, and I mean a great play just to get back. But it's exactly as I said. These players are just full going on offense. If they can make it back on defense, great. If they can't, they give it their best shot, and that's what we're seeing right now. Kizvy, a great clear out once again, but it's not over for Arrival as Knights getting some more pressure, but the ball is cleared away, and with 3 minutes of overtime, I don't know when this would stop.
Kizvy trying to make it end right here. Fakes out the back line, but Destin able to pop this one out and away. Milky pops this one, looking for Kizvy. Kizvy trying to be the last man, gets a 50 on it, but no one there for the follow-up. That's one thing I've seen from both teams. No one is ready for the follow-up. They're sending it, yes, but they're sending it to the wrong positions. And until you're there for a follow-up or can get a bump for your for your offense, nothing is going to stop this 3-minute overtime. Great play potential from Foam over to Fanatic. Great touchdown, but look at this! Like, what are we talking about? How are we getting back to this ball? It seems so many times that the game is going to end on a seemingly open net, and then out of nowhere, a defender from either one of the teams able to get back to it. Fnatic with a quick shot, but Kizvy is there. Milky and Kizvy trying to make something happen. The demo comes out, but Milky pops it away, looking for Crakes. Crakes with a quick shot, double commit on the side of the Knights. Kizvy trying to do it himself off the back wall, but Destin makes a great read on the ball. 50 by 2 is Milky. Milky passing over to Kizvy. Kizvy looking for a bump, but he is just a little bit too slow, and Foam pops this one out. Milky turns onto it, but gets beat out by Destin in the midfield. As we go by 4 minutes of overtime, Fnatic gets the bump, and this could be the dagger. Foam to himself off the wall, and just like I predicted, one well-timed demo, and the Knights take the series 3-1.
Man, I mean, absolutely phenomenal play from both teams, especially in that last game. They had great offense, but even better defense at the very end of that game. 4-minute overtime. I mean, it was basically game 5 if we think about it, because you get a whole nother game of Rocket League there. But Knights come out on top, 17 shots to their name to 7 from Arrival. Great play all around. Foam, absolutely phenomenal. He had almost a 1,000-point game, and the Knights, I don't know if it's a stun. I did predict the Knights to win. Um, but I mean, I don't necessarily think that anybody expected the way to go out for Arrival.
I don't think so either. Say goodbye to my channel points. I had predicted on Arrival, but they dropped to 7-4, and the Knights are now 5-6. Maybe getting into the playoffs sooner, just depending on how the other games turn out. That was a phenomenal series, Ventus. What the Knights did so well that gave them the edge and led them to take this in 4 games.
You know, honestly, I think it was Foam. I think Foam had a phenomenal game. And I know he's a very good player, and I know he's a really good third man specifically. But he was able to do a lot on the offensive side of the ball, creating space with demos, creating shots, scoring great goals. And, I mean, the double touch there at the very end sealed it for me. I mean, he played great on the offensive side of the ball, on defensive side of the ball, off ball, especially getting the demos. I mean, he definitely was the star player. I thought Fnatic was going to be, like you said, that star player that we looked to, but I mean, it was really Foam that series, and I think he was just too much for that Arrival team to handle.
Like I said, Arrival is now at 7-4, but still has great chances in the playoffs. The Knights are now 5-6 and have drastically increased their chances. Thank you all. Don't go anywhere. We have another series coming up after this. We're going to try to keep this one on time for you guys, so don't go back. And thank you from me and my co host, Ventus. We will see you guys in the next one.